Is it a bad thing to start taking voice lessons if you are young? Now, legendary operatic soprano Jessye Norman has posthumously gone viral in a recent clip where she is seemingly discouraging teenagers from seeking vocal training. Let's touch on 3 points that I think you should consider, regardless of what her intentions were. And unfortunately, she passed away a few years ago, I think in 2019. We cannot ask her what she really meant, but what you guys are filling my DMs with is that you're terrified of training your sons, your daughters, your young people. Some of you are young yourselves, like, should I not be training? Let's put some fears to rest. Point number one was that Jessye Norman seemed to believe, the legendary Jessye Norman, seemed to believe that young people, particularly teenagers, have not yet developed the necessary core strength to properly support the voice, which would leave them resorting to what she called the chewing muscles, and part and parcel with that would presume to be the constrictor muscles and maybe the upper respiratory muscles. So, in what world are teens incapable of athleticism? Have you ever watched gymnastics? So I think in this case, respectfully, Beim Schlafengang, sung by Jessye Norman Strauss, sublime, sublime. Goddess vocalist soprano, vocal health expert. No. As someone who for 25 years has saved careers, you can Google me, you can AI search me, well, protect the planet, maybe don't AI search me, you can Google me. There are multiple singers who credit me with saving their careers, saving their voices when no one else could. I'm not a legendary soprano, but when I leave this earth, I'll probably be a legendary vocal health expert. So trust me, it's not a matter of whether or not you've grown into the muscles, it's a matter of know-how. You either know how to use the musculature or you do not, regardless of age. One of the youngest artists I've ever worked with, who's now a young woman, was then 8-year-old Naya Damison. So her mother, shout out to Marty, recognized early on that Naya had a gift. But here's the thing, this is what I will give Miss Norman all the credit for. There is a tendency, Naya was a little girl with a big grown woman voice. There is a tendency where adults lose their minds when they hear a little person making a big grown sound. And they make them hoot and holler. And they wanted her to sing songs like, "And I Am Telling You" from Dreamgirls. So we did two things, and I think any child can learn from this. We started with exercises to help Naya learn that you don't take in breath and then push it all out. No. We take in the breath, learn to non-violently resist the outflow of air, and I am telling you, I'm not going. So we could get that precision. We also did a lot of work helping Naya find the thin fold function of the folds. So instead of and it's not just about singing softly, but even if you're we can still find, you hear this, but we're feeling this. We're feeling that focus. We did a lot of that. So instead of instead of her screaming, it lives in a squeak, creak, crackles, and buzz. You're gonna love. It sounds like you're doing so much when you're really being so economic with your energy and so delicate with your use of the folds. And she learned that. I think that's part of the reason why she had such great vocal health, and to this day enjoys such incredible vocal health. I still get compliments on Naya's behalf from people who hear her sing, and her mom still shout me out, so thanks guys. So yeah, it's not so much that training itself is bad, but be wary of people that are so excited about, the teenager, 8-year-old, whoever in your life, niece, nephew, son, whoever, when they get so excited at their mature sound, even in the classical world, they tend to push to make these big sounds. You want them to respect the fact that they do have a kid's voice and they shouldn't be screaming the sound out. It doesn't mean they have to undersing their big voice either, but we don't want them to try to be pushed into a sound that they don't have naturally developed yet. It doesn't mean they can't use the muscles. It doesn't mean they can't develop the intralaryngeal muscles. We just have to be smart. Brings me to the next point. Jessye laments that the vocal folds are unforgiving and that once you stretch them out, they don't come back. That's not true. The reason why I'm able to afford this house, this very nice house, is because the vocal folds are in fact extraordinarily forgiving. We want to respect the fact that they can be injured, but I have clients who, after 3 vocal fold hemorrhages, finally are referred to me by a doctor, and we make full recoveries. The vocal folds can be very forgiving. Again, the quality of vocal training matters. All vocal training is not created equal. The vocal folds are also not a sweater that can be stretched out, never to return to its true form again. In fact, what's really ironic is that a lot of the healthiest coordinations involve stretching or lengthening the chords. Jessye Norman herself made a career over being exceptionally good at using her folds in a lengthened state. I'm not Jessye Norman, but my point is that's a lengthened vocal fold sound. The fountain of youth in the voice is that lengthened is this way, but it's that lengthened coordination, that tilted larynx. That's our friend, it's not our enemy. Now, where I will 100% agree is that young singers, and I was young once, I started training at 14, young singers tend to want fame now. And they want to shortchange the training, and they do tend to overuse, she mentioned the chewing muscles, but the constrictor muscles, all of the accessory breathing muscles, all the muscles from the shoulders up. That's true. But that's not because of just youth. I have adults, including opera singers, who do that, who come to me for help. It's just a lack of knowledge. It's ignorance in the truest sense of the word. They just don't know any better. But youth does not preclude them from learning the healthier way. They just don't know. So good training is good training for any age, period. That's on period. If you want excellent training from excellent teachers, please check me out on airports.com. I stay pretty booked up, but I have a whole team of teachers, each one personally trained by me. They're incredible. 10 out of 10 recommend them. I promise you will never be disappointed. You can also join group classes that I teach every month. I'm running out of time, but I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope that helped to alleviate any unnecessary fears. Quality training, guys. Vocal health, you're never too young to start learning that. Get someone who knows how to work with kids, who has a track record with vocal health and an awareness of how to maintain and even possibly heal voices. Bye, guys.